There's not much to film today, but you're just filming me then, with a mouth full of cookies. Well, watching a video about matrices. Yeah, trying to figure out rigging. What do you want me to say? I mean...
Oh! Thank you, Arnd. So, in Singularity, we've officially started Character Design Week. Vivian is working on Critter, which is the main character of our story. I'm trying to just facilitate that as much as possible, you know, collecting some reference, some notes that we got from the animators earlier this month.
For Singularity, I only really started now to do some exploration for the characters, for the textures. Since it's going to be a watercolor thing, that could mean anything, because watercolor can do anything.
Oof, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably not have that see-through.
Mm-hmm. But then we can't see his expression through the back of his head.
We want that?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know, it's the only chance I'll ever get to design a character like that.
But
Stupid, I know.
I actually don't know why you can't see the front of his eyeball like this.
Yeah, I wish you could see that.
Is it just not transparent enough or what? Oh yeah. There you go. So it just disappears here because it's blue on blue, I guess.
Yeah. It's beautiful. What he's looking at.
Otherwise you would have no idea.
Otherwise you would have no idea.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I thought that we could kind of go for something like the light bodies in gold, and it would be nice to show like the nervous system of the creature. I think it can add to the expressiveness of the character, and also a lot of deep sea creatures are just very transparent, so I think it kind of captures those kind of critters quite well, like shrimpies and deep sea fish, jellyfish. There's a lot of references mixed in there, but even axolotls are kind of transparent.
Okay, I don't know. You certainly have me more on board with this than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, like real eyes.
Like real eyes. There's his real eye, and you can see it.
It's the most productive meeting of the whole production.
That would be kind of sick. But it's also.
This looks like when you just finish steaming fish and you just see that.
No.
I'm not sure.
It's just like blank white stairs.
Oh! Highlight continues.
Wow, dude, it's more like the concept art.
Oh, there's a highlight inside of him.
So good. You should add that, right?
Charity fortunately had some time to jump into helping me with the animatic, because there are some shots that still were quite undefined in terms of, you know, what happens, what are the character beats.
I've been working on the previs of Singularity, taking some of the stuff that Andy's been working on, plussing it, or, you know, trying to add a little bit more flavor to it. I am working on the inciting incident. So you have some strange thing coming at the horizon, this critter. He sees it and isn't sure what it is, and then it starts sucking all the rocks and everything away. Creatures start flying past him and he starts panicking and taking off. So that's kind of where I'm working right now.
So I continued working on the ice belt, which is this scattered field in space of ice formations and rocks, basically. The ice belt I created before was more like quartz, and those are quite pointy, so you kind of soften them up like melted ice or like Antarctic deep blue ice formations. Yeah, I scattered those and experimented with lights and shading.
Bo has done some great environment explorations. We have this environment in the beginning of the story that is kind of an ice belt, ice field in space. The problem with it is that it shouldn't look like asteroids, you know, it should look like ice, because asteroids implies that there's some matter, there's some planets, and we don't want any of that yet. So it's supposed to be like this early space where nothing has really existed before.
I was working with the brush strokes, adding them on the surface of the ice formations, but instead of adding them on the surface, I added them inside of the ice formation or the ice pieces. It added a bit more variation and created less contrast in a way where it wasn't too noticeably a brushstroke effect. It was more like a certain noise and depth texture that we got. But applying brush strokes, since they're so alpha heavy, to like transmission, so glass, and with volumetrics, it's so heavy. So yeah, we really have to reconsider and consider any other alternatives to maybe our own shader or simplified setup, but we'll get there. I think it's good to know that how far we can push the rendering times. I think right now it's way too long. The 4K image takes 2.5 hours to render, and that's not even on good quality. So yeah.
I've been doing some storyboarding in 2D with a 3D environment based on a storyboard thumbnail version I did. I'm just translated what I had in that version to another version with mockups. Mockup of the background, mockup of the characters. And then I'm just doing some grease pencil over. I've been using the story pencil, and yeah, I did some rigs to be able to hook up the strokes to the characters, because I'm moving the characters in the space and then drawing over. That's it. No, not much. Yeah, I was checking my notes like Simon did.
It wasn't me, it was Rick. It was Rick! He did this. Not me. I just click buttons and write code. He's the rigger now. This is his work, not mine.
I'm super happy that Demeter is back. He's a genius, and I come to his desk often, crying desperately. He helps me a lot with coming up with solutions for parenting, for rigging the face. So when I have a case for him, I'll show him the issue. Yeah, with 3 clicks, he solves the issue. So either I'm super stupid and naive, or he's fucking smart.
Whoa!
The first stroke.
The head is gone.
It's like crash. Fuck.
Storm. Project Storm. We're finishing the design phase of the character. Some small tweaks still happening. I'm very happy and excited about the range of emotions that we get to see through Julian's sculpts.
I've been working with Vivian and with Rick on the character design and making the sculpts as polished as possible. So last week and this week I've been doing a lot of expression sculpts and more testing, because we needed more information on knowing what is needed for the retopology, especially for the face. I've pretty much wrapped up all the essential expression tests, and now I've been just retopologizing, and that's been going pretty good.
Whoa!
Ever since the production of Gold, I've been using some more geometry nodes modifiers for retopology. Simon at some point got some time to make some really cool tools for that. So I'm trying to get the body topology, I'm prioritizing that, trying to get that done as fast as possible, and then going back to sculpting to wrap up the design of the clothing, the outfit and the hair.
For Storm, I think I wrapped up my part last week. I did some character designs and an expression sheet, and other than that I'm just on standby if we need some paint overs for the textures. And for dog work, I'm just cleaning up the logo at the moment and preparing the Steam page graphics, so that is coming together.
Just like a couple of days ago, we finally got access to the Steam page. I've been just like filling in all the info, gathering some gameplay footage, screenshots, just making sure that it's all ready, so we can get it online as soon as possible, because we kept sharing stuff about the game, but most of it just led right back to the studio website. It would be nice to finally have people be able to wishlist the game. Apart from that, we've been bug fixing. We even got some help from some of the Godot developers, like accessing the game, the source code, and just testing it out themselves. And they also gave some advice and some tips on how to optimize the performance a bit more. That's going really nice.
By the time this video is out, you've probably seen that we posted an announcement blog post on our studio website. This officially kicks off also the production logs that we're publishing. So at the start of each week, we publish what we have been doing in the previous week. If you want to check out our production logs, just make sure you go to the Blender Studio website.
If you're a supporter, you already have access to the game and also the latest version of the source code.
Consider signing up for a membership at studio.blender.org and support the team. In return, you get all our production updates, plus all the really cool files from our previous projects that you can download and run in Blender.
There's a link somewhere on screen. Damn, yeah, I don't know what else to say.